Life is messy, um, and this is the human dilemma. You're not doing it wrong. Life isn't a color within the lines exercise. It's more like a wild, outrageous invitation full of uncertain outcomes. Sometimes it's beautifully rational, and at other times it lacks logic. What appears to be a step back today may turn out to be the best thing tomorrow. The mess of life is both inevitable and unexpected. It's filled with delightful mysteries and frustrating predicaments, indescribable joy and heart-wrenching suffering. There is no plan you can devise that will solve the mess. There is nothing you can buy, learn, or accomplish that will eliminate the mess. Finding the love of your life and the perfect career won't either. There is nothing that you can do or stop doing that will eradicate this mess. There's nothing you can tell yourself that will make the mess magically disappear, and you cannot think your way out of it. The mess is here to stay. It's unavoidable. It's just like life. It's what we do with the mess that determines everything. You can ignore it, avoid it, deny it, blame others, shame yourself, and exhaust yourself pretending your life isn't messy. But when you wake tomorrow morning, the mess will still be there. Or you can realize that the mess serves a powerful purpose. In discovering that powerful purpose, you really need to accept that the mess is not the problem. The problem is just the erroneous belief that everything should be immaculate, orderly, neat, tidy, and in its place. Everyone has their own mess to contend with. Our tendency is to think that we are the only ones with a mess, that our mess is messier, more embarrassing, or shameful than other people's mess. Nobody has it all together. Acceptance is the only way to make peace with the mess. This acceptance will eventually lead you to profound acceptance of life, others, and even yourself. It isn't surrender or defeat. It isn't conceding. There isn't nothing we can do about the mess. It's just a penetrating awareness that the meaning of life isn't to solve the mess, that it's not the goal. This radical acceptance of self, others, and life may be the beginning of wisdom. I'm not sure we can ever truly appreciate anyone or anything until we have made peace with the mess. I'm ready to make peace with the mess. Life is messy, but we figure things out. We laugh, we cry, we grow, and we move on to new beginnings or second chances and amazing possibilities. A more beautiful question is the gateway between confusion and clarity, which is marked with a quintessential truth. We are wounded and broken. Acceptance of this truth allows us to make peace with the mess. I am wounded and broken. We all are. We are self-conscious about our brokenness. We are sensitive, insecure, and even embarrassed about our woundedness. But we needn't be. We are all wounded and broken. Why are we so surprised when we discover that another person is broken? Perhaps because we are so intent on ignoring our own brokenness. Everyone is broken. Everyone is wounded. To pretend otherwise is to open ourselves to a vast and ongoing deception. But it's okay that we are broken. I'm broken. Pretending otherwise is exhausting. But, the real problem with our brokenness is in our wasteful, consumption-addicted society, we just throw broken things away. So we don't know what to do with our broken selves. What do we do with the broken people, broken relationships, broken families, and of course, our very own broken selves? This is an important question. But I mean, even more beautiful question holds the answer. It is one of the most beautiful questions that I've come across in thinking about this. Can something that has been broken be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than ever before? This is the question that all the thoughts that I've had seem to cling to. You know, it may seem like an impossible proposition to our straight line, everything in place, secular minds, but, you know, it's a marvel at how nature doesn't use straight lines or right angles. Humans invented them, and they invented them to prop up our insecure humanity. You know, the perfection of nature is marked by crooked lines, brokenness, imperfect colors, and things that seem out of place. The perfection of creation is achieved through its imperfection, and so it is with human beings. Your imperfections are part of what make you perfectly yourself. You know, something that has been devastatingly broken can be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than ever before. It's true for things, but it's even more true for people. It's true for you, and it's true for me. You know, this really is like the source and the summit of hope. We believe that once something is broken, it can never be as beautiful as it was before. But that's certainly not true. If it were true, it cannot be exactly the same as it was before, but that doesn't mean that it can't surpass its former self. You don't just look at a tree that after a storm that loses its leaves and say it's ruined forever. You know, the Japanese have an art form, and it's an art form in ceramics. You know, in our disposable culture, we break a vase or a bowl, we throw it away, and just buy a new one. This is a simple act that allows us to maintain the illusion that life is just not messy. Pays into our delusion of perfection. But life is messy. Perfect is a myth. And the wisdom of the Japanese art of Kintsugi has much to teach us in terms with this. When a vase or a bowl or cup is broken, Japanese artists gather up the broken pieces and glue them back together. Though it is how they put them back together that is steeped in wisdom and beauty. And what they do is mix gold dust with glue. They don't try to hide the cracks. They own them, honor them, even accentuate them by making them golden. They celebrate the cracks as part of their story. You know, it's a beautiful lesson. They don't pretend the vase was never broken. They don't pretend that life isn't messy. They don't pretend that they aren't broken. Pretending to be someone other than who we are, our true self hides in fear and shame, the fear of being discovered and the shame of not being enough. The most beautiful and surprising lesson of this art form teaches us that we are each other's wounded healers. We do each possess the gold dust needed to glue other people back together, making them more beautiful and lovable than ever before. You know, our love, connection, acceptance, generosity, and kindness are that gold dust. There is an honesty to the beauty of Kintsugi that is missing in the artificial perfection of mass-produced items here in America. Once repaired in this ancient method, the pieces are more beautiful and more loved than they were before they were even broken. And this idea creates vast confusion and a little bit of cognitive resistance for us. We aren't built to believe that something that has been broken and repaired can be more beautiful and more loved than ever before. But hope really does depend on overcoming false beliefs. Moving on from false assumptions is essential to making peace with our own brokenness and a vital ingredient in all healthy relationships. Someone who has been broken and healed can be more beautiful and more loved than ever before.